All right. Hi, guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys. We have a special treat for this STEMsation Spotlight Sunday. We actually have a double header. Yes. If you tuned in last week, you know we had some technical difficulties with Miss Kenisha, but she's back. So we're so excited to have her. So if you guys can please tune in, share, share, share. We're going to do that now. I'm also going to put the article down where you can find her information if you have not read the article. So give us a second. We're going to share this to our Facebook, our regular Facebook page. So I can share it to my baby. Okay. She was going to my Facebook. Page manage. No, share my timeline. Uh-oh, I don't think this is the right. Is it gonna hold on? Let me try one more time. It won't let me share to my. Okay, well, I'll try. I'll put on the friends timeline. Maybe they'll let me do it. All right, I don't know why it's not letting me share, but I'm not sure about it. It's making me share to this page, and I don't want to share to this page. We're already on this page. Okay, well, I'm not gonna worry about it. I mean, maybe I'll start a watch party. Maybe that'll do something.
Let me see if I go to it.
It's not. I don't know. It's still sharing it to the same thing, so I'm not gonna worry about it. All right, guys. And then I still look pixelated. What's going on? Come on, Be Live. Get yourself together.
I see it live.
Okay.
I pulled up your page. I do see it live.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, once again, welcome to STEMsation Spotlight on this wonderful Sunday. Hope you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I am Kenisha Washington, the CEO and founder of Nyla Enterprises, where we are instilling and encouraging confidence, character, class, and young girls as they become future leaders. We want them to become future STEM leaders, but at this point, we're just really giving them the skills and tools necessary to become leaders in whatever direction they turn, every direction they go into. We just want to support them person in as many ways as we can. So that's what came up with the idea of STEMsation. A STEMsation is a trailblazer in one of the fields of STEM who is just skyrocketing to their highest potential, but doing it with style and grace. And so, as we scoured Instagram and different places, this lovely young lady just stood out, and we just definitely had to have her on. So, we would like to welcome Miss Kenisha Puckett. Yes, Puckett.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. That's so beautiful. Such a wonderful woman.
All right. We want to know more about her. So she's going to tell us who is Kenisha.
Well, who is Kenisha? I am a wife, I'm an aunt, I'm a sister, I'm a scientist, specifically a stem cell biologist currently. I did a bachelor's at UC Riverside and a master's at San Francisco State. I am an extrovert. I am outspoken and a first generation college graduate, and I'll be the first in my family to get a doctorate. So, yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting. Doctorate. Yes. So that kind of goes with our first question. A little bit more about how you chose your career and what led you on this academic journey, especially with your doctorate.
Yes. What led me on this career is that first, even when I was young, I really loved science. So science was a subject that always interested me, that I always did well in. And so I continued in college. And so I got my bachelor's in biological sciences. And then from there, I did a master's in cell and molecular biology. And so in me doing that, I wanted to continue to ask interesting questions and And so and I did a lot of work doing STEM education. And so I learned a lot about different careers and options to me, which is why I continued in my training as a researcher and a scientist into a doctorate program at Stanford.
Oh, wow. I do want to tell our audience, please, we love likes and hearts, so if you can do that as we're talking. Also, interact. Please let us know that you're there. Say hello and ask any questions as we go on. It look like I'm still having some technical difficulties on my screen. Like I'm looking all pixelated, and I don't know why. I'm like, we just can't get it together, but we're gonna muddle
We
through.
can hear you clearly. We can
But
hear you clearly at least.
the picture looks kind of distorted, so I don't know what's going on with
Mm-hmm.
that. So I don't. And it's usually okay. So I don't know why now on my end it's usually fine.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
The connection. And here we go.
Yeah, I
All right, it's coming back.
think it's coming back, but I had all these.
Oh, that's better.
Is it better? Okay. It seems
Yeah,
like it's
yeah,
still
yeah.
having all this extraness going on.
Yeah, it's better. It's better than the last one. It's not quite as pixelated.
Okay.
It's yeah. We can work with it. We're
I
gonna
don't
work
know what's
with it.
going on, but all right. So what I'm saying is, audience, please tune in, please share, like, and please read any questions that you may have. Mhm. So she told us how she chose her career, and we're so excited because it's just awesome to hear a first generation college student, but also going for her doctorate. That is awesome. And not just anywhere, she's going to Spanish. That is amazing. That is amazing. So I just want to thank you for giving us this time and just sharing with us your journey.
Of
Awesome.
course.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
So,
you
of
so
course, you chose this career. What do you like most about your career?
What I like most about my career is the creativity and the possibilities. So I'm someone who enjoys and loves puzzles and solving problems. So I love that there's never a dull moment, that I get to ask the type of questions that I would like to ask and focus on the areas that are interesting to me. Right now, what's interesting to me is maternal fetal medicine. And I like that I don't have to be afraid of what I don't know. I get to take the opportunity and chance to discover a new possibility, but also what's great about my career is I'm able to contribute. So it's more than just doing something for myself, but being able to contribute the potential of making new medicine to be able to help mothers and their children.
Wow, that's what I was going to say. I remember last time we kind of broke down the stem cells and kind of what you would do in layman's terms. I tell my
Yes.
students, and they're like, yeah, but I actually know someone now who does this. So just break
Hmm.
it down for those that may not understand exactly what you do. Like
Okay. So usually the first thing we start of is so I specialize in the human body and specifically the human placenta. And so there's a lot of different places in the human body that has this special kind of cell called stem cells. And so because there's a special cell type, we're able to learn more about them for the purpose of learning how we could understand these particular cells to be able to create new um, to be able to potentially use that information to make medicine.
wow, that is awesome. That is
All right,
awesome.
you're back.
I know. I can still hear you when I go off. I'm just trying to get this camera right. It's
It's all right. It's
all
all
right. We
right.
gonna keep going.
I
Okay.
just kept going. I just finished my answer, so it's okay.
Yeah,
So
I can hear you. And
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
that's what
Okay,
I
perfect.
do is understand exactly what it is that you do. And
Yeah.
um,
Mm-hmm,
so with any career, you talked about why you chose it, what you like about it. So there's some things
mm-hmm,
that would change about it, and maybe not so much your career, but your
mm-hmm.
journey or some experiences that you ran into.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So one thing I would really want to change, I guess, I think there's two things. So one, this stigma that science and math and just STEM in general, the stigma of it being so hard and too hard for
yeah,
other people.
mhm,
When science is a part of every part of our life, it's in, when you do your hair, there's science. That's chemistry. When you put on makeup, that's science. When you dance and play a sport, that's physics. There's still math and science all around us. And so one thing I would want to be able to change is not make it so that people are afraid to be able to learn and to learn about these particular fields. Most time, if someone hears me say what it is that I do, they're kind of like, oh my gosh, that's not
right,
something I could ever do. And the truth is, you never know what you could do. And so I would love to be able to change that. And the second thing, because of the stigma of people being more afraid or not as confident when it comes to math and the science field, that there would be more people who would want to go into it, right? So being able to encourage and inspire other people to be able to want to pursue it, people of color, women of color, because um, everyone can, has different passions and things that they like. And I would want
exactly.
them to also consider math and science and just STEM careers as a possibility as well.
Right. And I think that's one of the reasons why we chose to do these spotlights because people, first of all, say, oh, I can't do science. And I used to tell science is everything around you. I always say I
Mhm.
can make any lesson about anything, but there's always be science involved. Then I
Right.
always tell them, like, it's because they haven't been exposed or they haven't given the opportunity to show that they can do it. They can so used to get a test and all I can do, I understand it. But when someone takes the time to break it down for them, show them how
Hmm.
fun it can be and how to use it in everyday life, then that light bulb goes off. So they're like, yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah. So I think too is just to get others to embrace them and also expose them to let
Hmm.
you know you can do this. And let me show you this. You get interested.
Absolutely.
Let me show you what the science is around this. So that's awesome.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Now,
Absolutely.
by you being definitely a woman of color in
Hmm.
that particular field, how have you come back with the stigma of being a woman and just being a I'm just gonna say
Yeah.
a black woman, you know how they have
Hmm.
this reality TV notion of that's not what
Hmm.
you are. How did you go into like your meetings, your classrooms, your different things, and represent it in a way that they probably don't expect it?
I think, yeah, there's definitely can be a stigma associated with my, with the culture and the background. And I think the way that I combat that is just being authentic. And by being myself and knowing that, I encompass a different version of what it means to be a Black woman, I think that's important because a lot of people that have that particular negative perspective or thought about women of color, it's because maybe they haven't been exposed
Mm.
to women of color.
The
So,
real women,
so
not the ones they see on TV, and
mhm,
it's like no, it
right.
happens every day.
Yeah, exactly. Having someone in front of you and that someone that you're interacting with and you're in the classroom with, that's going to help to also change your particular perspective by actually being around and getting to know someone like me, because who I am is not necessarily who other Black women are. We are multifaceted, we are talented, and there's so many different varieties of us. And besides just one particular stereotypes that end up being flooded all over social media or the television.
I
So by being myself and being around other people to kind of give them a space where they belong, because It's very good to be able to meet other women of color who are, who are physicists, who are chemists, and also in the field, and to be able to get to know them. So to create a sense of belonging, so that way other women would want to be able to join our career and know that they have a place.
I think that's awesome what you said too. It's like the exposure, like they can see what they see on TV, what the media portrays.
Mhm.
And then when we're in those meetings, they're like, oh, she's very intelligent. And I know they say, you speak so well. How else am I supposed to speak? So it's just
Right.
those things.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not like, hey, what's up? How about,
Mhm.
it's like, no, there's a
Correct.
time and a place
Yeah.
for everything.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
um,
Being an educated Black woman is not an anomaly.
no, no. And like I said, I know the statistics say that we're one of the, if we're not the top educated group
Hmm.
out there now. So it's like, no, we're educated. We just keep focusing on reality TV and, hip hop and this and that. But no, we're making changes, big changes too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we talked about like the girls and the women and people that's coming behind you. What tips and advice would you give?
My tips and advice, kind of thinking about, I have two tips or advice I like to give. Is one, to be able to have the faith and courage to believe in yourself. I think that because maybe traditionally the stereotypes may not depict that there are women that are smart and in STEM careers. I think that it becomes even more important that you have faith in yourself and belief in yourself, because people could have um, a misconception of who you are, but having the faith that you belong and that you are valuable and you are
Yeah,
smart is very
yeah,
important, especially in the STEM careers. And so I would say to make sure that you have faith in yourself, if nothing else, and if and being able to carry that in everything that you do in excellence. And then my second piece of advice that I kind of mentioned before is sometimes another stereotype and stigma is that, as Black women, we're hard headed and we shouldn't ask for help or need help. And so being able to know that, no matter who you are, that it's okay to ask for help. And when it comes to STEM careers, there's a lot of programs and scholarships and organizations that are out there to be able to support students and young people that are interested in this particular area, to be able to give them the support and give them the tools so that way they can continue to be successful. Because as a scientist, I don't want to be the only woman of color out out here. I
no,
want other women of color that want to come in, are excited and engaged. And so it's important, even for me to be able to see other young girls that are saying that I want to be a scientist and I want to be a mathematician or whatever it is that they say, that that's also what we want to be able to see, is to change the perspective to be something to us that we also aspire to be, just as much as we might aspire to do other careers.
yes, and that was something that you said, and I thought about when we spoke before about how grad school at Stanford, like they don't pay for your housing. Like that's something
Hmm.
we wouldn't know. Like I didn't never know that.
Yeah,
And so that's when we say ask for help and ask questions because don't just assume,
absolutely.
oh, it's Stanford, I never able to afford it. Oh, because they do this, this,
Right.
and this for you. Like, oh, well maybe I
Yeah.
can now. So
Right. And yeah, and just because you don't know doesn't mean there aren't opportunities and resources available. I am definitely a student who's a product of many different scholarships and support programs along the way. And so being connected to a community of other people who are, focused around supporting underrepresented students, pursuing careers in science and engineering, I learned that, graduate school in the U.S., especially if you're doing science and engineering, you're typically fully funded, and so the
wow.
departments actually provide a full, ride for you, or you can even TA, and that waives your tuition and fees. There's a lot of value for individuals who are interested in going into science and engineering. And during your studies, there's a lot of programs that will have internships and scholarships. So the opportunities are out there, but you just need to take the time to look and or find people who may have the information, like going to your there's usually some sort of counseling centers or career centers where those people specialize in being able to support you in the next phase and as you transition into the next phase of your education, training, or career. So the programs are out there. They're looking for people. They're actively recruiting people all the time. They're sending me information and I send it out to my network so that way students can apply for scholarships, even students that aren't just STEM, but just students of color in general.
Exactly.
There are lots of opportunities out there and other people that are looking to, make sure that you're a part of the transition into these careers. We want to support people that are looking to do great things like in science and engineering and technology.
All right. So we know in your near future you will be Dr. Kenisha. So
Mhm.
what are your other future goals?
My future goals are because for my short term goal at the moment, is to be able to study the placenta stem cells in order to learn more about
Awesome.
disease and how to be able to prevent disease during pregnancy. And in my future, my goal will be to land some sort of potential postdoc or job opportunities to be able to continue to contribute to science in some way when it comes to either developing therapies, coming up with therapies, helping different medicines go through clinical trials. But my ultimate goal is being able to have some idea or medicine that I came up with and being able to make sure that it gets to the public, that the people that need that medicine are able to finally benefit from what began as just a scribble on a paper or a idea that I had in my.
That is so awesome. I just love to hear that. It is great. And I can't wait to just follow it forever. Like I knew her. Yes. Don't forget
Yep,
me. Because the stem
I
cell
will.
research is so critical right now. Like you said,
It
it holds
is.
a lot of answers that we
It
need,
is. It
especially with
is.
everything that's going on. So that's awesome.
It's a great time to be a scientist right now, especially in stem cell biology. That in
Yeah,
the
I hear
coming
that.
years, there's going
Great
to be some
time. Stem cell
great things that are coming out of the field. So I'm actually really that's what I'm most excited about is being able to be a part of an amazing network of individuals and other scientists that that I know that are even engineers
science.
and medical doctors all teaming up to work together to be able to explore this new phase and historical benchmark as far as transitioning into stem cell therapies.
No, that's awesome. Now, just like with any great scientist and someone that's going through everything that you've gone through, you have to have some type of family influence, family support.
Absolutely.
So this is the time to talk
Absolutely.
about your family and how the influence, the support, and how
hmm
thankful you are.
I must say that when it comes to the support, it is vast. I'm from a very big family, and so I'm the oldest of six. And so even my siblings support me.
Oh,
My sister's she just finished her bachelor's uh, in a bachelor's of science.
yeah.
So it's gonna be transitioning and becoming she wants to be a veterinarian. So
We definitely
there won't be more than one person in STEM. So yeah, so I have some other siblings that are coming up as well, and were a part of my journey. And so I have a very strong, even though my family may not always know what it is that I do or how to be able to pronounce it. That's not necessarily what I need most, but what I do need most, what they have provided is love and support. That way that I can continue to have faith and believe in myself. I also have a very strong faith, and so I've had over the many years of just growing up, I've had a very strong church family and people that, that I can call on when things get difficult. So not only have I had support from my family, but even my extended church family and friends have been great. And one of the biggest family influence, I would say, would definitely be my husband. And so he has been a great support over the last 15 years we've been together.
Wow.
And so he's a huge proponent for women of color
Yeah.
in STEM. He's in a STEM field himself,
Oh,
but being able to support me and go along with this journey, and when I'm, and making sure that I don't give up on my science and supporting me. So I think I've been truly, truly blessed to be able to have some amazing family members and friends and grandparents who they're not here now and won't be here for the doctorate, but I have some great angels that are looking down and are proud of, what I'll be able to continue to pursue as I, help bring medicine to other people's families.
Yeah, they're definitely looking down, smiling, very proud because that is amazing what you're doing. That's awesome. And like you said, you have others that are following your footsteps. We would definitely love to sign with them as well because that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you for having a platform for, fellow women of color to be able to, tell our stories, say that we are here, we exist.
Yeah.
In
We're
the
not
flag.
unicorns.
You don't have to wait for history. History's happening today.
Yeah.
And we look like you. We look like other people. There's other people that
my daughter can look
we are here.
I know she looks like me.
Yes, we look like you. We like the things that you like. We're probably following some of the same places on social media and sites. Nyla Danae. And so, so thank you for having a platform to be able to allow us to be able to share and inspire other women along the way, because this is very helpful. And it's great to be able to take a moment to think about what are my tips and what have I learned? Because it's important to, reflect and connect.
Yeah, and reach back to help others and just and that was the next question. One of our questions that we end up on is how would you want to give back? And just by doing this interview, you're definitely giving back because now I can say, look, that's what a STEM cell biologist looks like. So look at your textbooks and always think they look a certain way. This is one, and we're no longer here. So what are some ways you plan on giving back that you have in the past, and then what your future goals are?
My path into the sciences was non-traditional, and that after I finished my bachelor's, I worked as a STEM educator. So I put a lot of time and energy and many, many years into helping train K-12 students and even undergrads in order to pursue careers. So I'm still connected with many of the programs in Southern California that continue to do great work to support students from underrepresented backgrounds. And so every so often I connect with them. We've started a Northern California trip, so they come up so that way they can visit some of the universities that are close to me and even Stanford, to be able to show them that it is possible for them to be able to be at these different institutions. Actually, some of my students will be graduating with their bachelor's, which is great, in the sciences, in STEM careers. So even being able to support them, whether it's a letter of recommendation for a summer program. And I also, even here with the network I've built here, a lot of my time is spent supporting some of the students that are now trying to transition from either undergrad or their master's into graduate school, because that can be a huge enigma, and a bottleneck is not knowing how to be able to put together their applications. So I feel like there's a lot of things here and there that I'm able to stay connected to as other women and students from underrepresented backgrounds. And you can catch me at a professional organization recruiting for certain programs and scholarship programs. I go to SACNAS, which focuses on Chicano and Native Americans in the sciences, as well as Abercams, which focuses on minorities in biomedical sciences. So I'm a part of those organizations to be able to continue giving back and supporting students as they're coming along through their careers.
That's amazing. Awesome.
Hmm.
That's awesome. Just not just like some people get so in their careers and they're just like me, I want to get to this next level, but how do you give back and like you said, the even more underrepresented communities with the Indian Chicano, that's like wow. Think of
Hmm.
that. That's amazing.
Hmm.
And that's awesome. Like you said, you give back recommendations and just they help
Hmm.
us along their way. And that's what we need. If everyone once they make it or on their journey to make it, just give back,
Hmm.
reach out to that next girl, that next person, whoever you may be. And then, because we're so underrepresented in the STEM
It
career.
is important, and it keeps you grateful along the way, because
Yeah,
sometimes we can get in our heads and we can get into our day-to-day um, responsibilities, that we forget how far we've come and what we had to overcome to even be in the position that we are in, whether you're a teacher in a classroom, or me, I so happen to be in a lab and things like that. And it's important to kind of take a step back and think about, yeah, like there's some obstacles along the way that, I can be able to give some of that information to the students ahead. So that way they, one, don't make the same mistakes I did.
mhm.
And two, because the goal is the more diversity that we have, and the more students that we have from all these different backgrounds, it actually enriches our science. It enriches our ability to have these medical breakthroughs, because you can't have them if everyone thinks the same.
That is
We
true.
need we need different people to
Hmm.
be able to solve problems in a team.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I just enjoyed this. I'm so glad we made it, even though we
So
had
much.
our little glitches. But like I said, I
Mhm.
definitely would love to have you back on. We do like more of a round table discussion
Absolutely.
because you have we are all other places everyone. But everyone has like a different journey and different experience.
Hmm.
And I think that just enriches the conversation more. So I definitely would have you
Absolutely,
back on.
absolutely. Being
And we
older, going back to school,
yeah,
that's the thing. People
yeah,
do that. I did that. I'm an older student getting my doctorate, and it can be done,
yeah.
and you can do it with the family.
And
Yes.
then you're the only, person in your family to get that. And not like you said, your sister coming that she's looking at you like you've been an inspiration just inside
Hmm.
your own family. So that's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank
Well, we
you.
guys, we hope you enjoyed this. I thank you to bear with us with all our technical difficulties. I swear we're trying to get our back fixed. I don't know what's going on. But we like
It's all
to
right.
make sure that you share this. It will be on replay. We are going to add it to our YouTube channel. But I want to get Kenisha, is there a way that someone wanted to follow you on social media or
Yes,
like
yes, yes.
to follow you?
My Instagram name is Lady in the Lab, because we want to normalize that not all ladies in the lab look one way.
Okay. So is it
So
done?
you can
HY?
follow me at Lady in the Lab, LadyInTheLab. Follow me on Instagram, and I'm Kenisha Puckett on Facebook. So those are kind of my two platforms
Okay.
that you can often find me on.
All right. Well, once again, thank you so much for joining us. We want to wish
Thank you
you a
for having me.
wonderful and excellent week.
You
And
too.
just enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And we thank
Thank
you
you.
guys for tuning in. And please,
Yes.
please tell others. And we're always constantly looking for more sensations. So if you have
Hmm.
anybody you'd like to recommend, someone that we can interview, and then someone definitely we can have on our panel to be more forward to a different type of showcase in the future. So, but thank you guys. We will see you next
Thank you guys for
time.
having me. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenisha. Hold on a second. Don't you leave yet. Guys, thank you so much. Like I said, we do have a double header, so we'll be back on at 6 for Natalie Kitchen, because she's an engineer. So if you want to hear about her story as well. And you can always go to nadiarenee.com and read about it beforehand. And also, we have Alicia's article still up, so make sure you go back and read and leave
Yes, I will.
comments. Like we have like people that read it, but leave comments. Like if your mom, your sister, anybody want to leave comments, leave comments on the website, and we
Hmm.
will definitely reply. So Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Kenisha.
Thank you.